You know, in films and TV,
Yeah.
and they say, you know, when you get to big budget things, it's suddenly like, you know, cafeterias and
You don't get many craft services on TV.
No.
I got good food when I was doing TV last time. I did a show called Men and Goats, and it was filmed up in Scotland. And I don't know if it's because they were Scottish and they just lathered butter on absolutely everything, but it's all very good.
Oh, the food's always good. But, you know, the plate's not so big.
Oh, it's one right at the back. Yeah, you can go first.
No, you go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I think my favourite role for purely down to experience and people that I've met is probably on Pan. Most recently, we had quite a long time on there. The first sort of 2 weeks that we had on set was literally just playing around. So we got 2 weeks, which was training for swords, training how to rope and do knots and things like that because we were pirates on the ship. I had to learn all that, and also getting a couple of weeks with the guys to learn how to react to each other and what everyone's characters were. We got to shape our own characters a bit, name our own characters. It was all very interactive, and we spent that 2 weeks. So when we were on set, everyone was used to each other, and everyone got on well, and it was just a fantastic experience from start to finish. For me, that's been my ultimate sort of role. In a different perspective, the geek thing went up when I did Prometheus. I love doing that because I'm a big movie geek and the Alien franchise is fantastic, but I think my favourite experience has got to be Pan, where I met this big love.
Yeah, Peter Pan was casted so well. We all had brilliant chemistry between each other. You know, it felt like we'd known each other all our life. Yeah. It's only because he had a longer beard and I cut it off and he was sleeping one night. No. But yeah, when it comes down to favourite roles, I fall in love with every character I play. So I haven't got a favourite, you know. I like because I was a martial artist, right? I'm a very good one back in the day. I always wanted to put my martial arts to my character on camera. So there's a film called Green Street 3. It's an 18. My kids are 10 and 14, so they've seen it. But it is an 18. So, but I got to use a lot of my martial arts from that film. So if it comes to the fighting background, that's probably one of my favourites. But I got to play some iconic characters, you know, Wolfman and you know, I'm in Frankenstein, the future Frankenstein that's coming out. I can't discuss the characters, but I'm getting to play some really cool characters, you know. Doctor Who's, you know, played 3 Doctor Who's now. Do you know the characters I played in Doctor Who? Anybody? Right. The Minotaur in the God Complex. You know, he's an alien Minotaur. Then I played Skaldek in the Cold War, right? And then I played the Wooden King on the Christmas Day special, The Widow and the Wardrobe. So there's 3 iconic characters, and I got to work with a very cool doctor, Matt Smith. He's my favourite doctor because he's the only one I've ever worked with. But and I haven't really watched Doctor Who 35 years later. You know, then I was in the film. You know, 35 years earlier. You know, I was hiding behind a cushion. You know, watching it. So that's awesome. That's yeah.
And what's your least favourite?
I haven't got one. I love David.
Come on, Spill it.
No.
Oh.
Only positive from being a friend, darling.
Oh, I think I'm going to go with least favourite. I think my worst experience or least favourite role was probably the 118 character. I had to shave my beard, I had to have a fake moustache, and when we filmed, it was only a couple of days filming, but I had to wear those shorts and that t-shirt, and it was freezing. It was cold as anything, and yeah, that's probably my least favourite, but it's still fun. It's still fun.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a million guys there who swap places with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got to do some cool adverts. Do you know the Jackpot Joy advert with Barbara Windsor? Do you remember 12 months ago there was a guy running down the corridor with his pants down by his ankles, and she was trying to squeeze me bum? That was me. Looking a bit different when I'm frightened, running away from bats. But yeah, and I did a Monsterman's advert for Walker's Crisps. I was the Yeti. And I did a really cool advert for Super Bowl in America. Gatorade advert. It was when the Super Bowl was on. Every time we went to intervals, I was the Monty Python, the Quest for the Holy Grail. I was one of the French hecklers. So every time we went, it was really cool actually, because I was over there doing reshoots on the Wolfman, and I was out with a load of the stunt guys, and he took me to one of the bars down the Ocean Del Rey, and I was speaking to the lads and I was saying, because the Super Bowl was on, I said, have any of you seen these adverts yet? You know, every time I go to the adverts, there's a Quest for the Holy Grail. It's called for Holy G, you know, Gatorade, Holy G. So, and they said, no, man, we ain't seen nothing, you know, looking away like that. And then about 2 hours later, we're all getting a bit tangled up now, drinking up. Then all of them shouting, because there was a 20-foot screen in this bar going, hey, it's down, look, you're on TV. And I was like that. I was on the Fred Checker, so I was going, women do not belong a man's quest, and who's the pony? And things like that. I killed that, I got about chest. But yeah, it was perfect timing. Yeah, it was cool. I've had a giggle. I'm on my ride, but you know, it's still going and it's doing loop and loop and twist, and it's going really fast. And I'm just loving it. Thank you very much. And thank you, Dad. Yes.
Would you ever consider stage acting? Have you tried stage acting? Since you both went in the film and the TV area where you get the videos and then you do retakes or whatever, but
I've not tried stage acting. I prefer to stick to film, TV, and commercials and things like that. Really, I think. I don't think it's.
I'd say yeah. I would prefer being in movies.
Yeah. I think it's just the thought for me with films and TV. It gives you scope to each day coming in and onto a different scene and moving on, moving forward, different stories and different characters sometimes, and that can be in quite close succession. So you could have 6 weeks and do 2 or 3 different characters for different projects and things like that. With stage, you're probably contracted and quite restricted to what dates you can use, so you could probably go 6 months doing the same character. I think film and TV gives, for me, gives me the option to try different characters and try new things on a more regular basis than perhaps stage work would. I think stage work looks fun. I just don't want to sort of restrict myself to just doing one character for sort of a long time. I want to try different things and see what suits me and what I fancy doing, or perhaps try something that's further out of my comfort zone.
Myself, when there's a really good friend of mine, she's called Lady Alice Douglas, she's Earl of Queensberry's granddaughter, you know, the Queensberry rules and all that. And she married a really good friend of mine many years ago, it was only 13 years ago, she married a really good friend of mine. And she knew I wanted to get into the films, and she put a play on in the Alameda in Islington, it's a very famous theatre, right? And she goes, Spen, would you come on stage and play it's called The Booty. It was a political play about Algiers, the wives and the women, what rights they had and how behind they were, you know. And so I played a prison guard and a member of the public. So it was an amazing experience, you know. I'd love to do the same character,